The hidden plastic in your chew. What science reveals about microplastics in gum. Introduction. For many, chewing gum is a daily habit, a convenient refresher after a meal, a tool for concentration, or simply a source of enjoyment. But what if something so ordinary carried a hidden risk? New research is uncovering a surprising source of microplastic exposure, one that may be sitting in your pocket or purse right now. A recent study from the University of California, Los Angeles, published in the Journal of Hazardous Materials Letters, has found that chewing gum can release hundreds to thousands of microplastic particles into the mouth with each piece consumed. As global awareness of plastic pollution grows, this discovery is shedding light on how deeply embedded microplastics are in our everyday lives, even in products that don't outwardly appear plastic. This article explores what microplastics are, how chewing gum contributes to exposure, what the current science says about health risks, and what consumers can do while awaiting further regulation and research. What are microplastics? Microplastics are plastic particles typically smaller than 5 millimeters, often invisible to the naked eye. These fragments originate from the degradation of larger plastic materials like bottles, bags, and packaging, or are intentionally added to products in their microscopic form, such as exfoliants in skincare or fillers in industrial compounds. There are two major categories: primary microplastics, designed at a microscopic scale for use in products; secondary microplastics, formed as larger plastic waste breaks down through sun, heat, and mechanical force. These tiny plastics are now ubiquitous, present in our oceans, soil, drinking water, food, and even indoor air. Scientists have documented microplastic contamination in fish, salt, bottled water, vegetables, human blood, placentas, and lungs, and now we can add chewing gum to that list. Gum as a surprising source of microplastic exposure. Although gum has long been considered a benign indulgence, its base is often made from synthetic polymers, not natural chicle, the latex sap once commonly used. These gum bases are chemically classified as plastics, typically including substances like polyethylene, polyvinyl acetate, and synthetic rubber. The recent study by researchers at UCLA examined the microplastic release from both synthetic and natural gum bases during simulated chewing conditions. They found that chewing gum for just 8 minutes can release hundreds to thousands of microplastic particles into the oral cavity. Both synthetic and natural gum bases were found to shed microplastics, though synthetic bases released more. The friction, moisture, and temperature changes that occur during chewing appear to dislodge microscopic fragments of plastic into saliva. This means that people chewing gum may be ingesting microplastics regularly, with little awareness of the potential health consequences. Why it matters. The health implications of microplastics. The ingestion of microplastics is now being studied worldwide, and while definitive long-term health effects remain unclear, growing evidence suggests reasons for concern. Potential health impacts include cellular stress and inflammation. Some studies show microplastics can damage human cells by triggering oxidative stress, inflammation, and cytotoxicity. Endocrine disruption. Microplastics often carry additives or adsorbed environmental chemicals like phthalates and bisphenols, which are known endocrine disruptors. Immune system interference. Animal studies suggest microplastics may impact gut health and immune function, although human trials are limited. Bioaccumulation. There is concern that over time, microplastics may accumulate in tissues, especially if the body cannot efficiently eliminate them. While the human body does have natural mechanisms to excrete many ingested particles, the sheer volume and frequency of exposure from water, food, air, and now gum raises critical questions about long-term burden. Consumer transparency and regulatory gaps. The revelation that gum can be a source of microplastics underscores the need for greater regulation and transparency in consumer products. Currently, many gum brands do not disclose the specific composition of their base, instead listing it vaguely as gum base, a catch-all term that hides potential synthetic polymers. There are no strict global standards for allowable microplastic shedding in food contact products like gum. As a result, companies are not required to test for or limit microplastic release, leaving consumers in the dark. The researchers behind the UCLA study are calling for more comprehensive testing of chewing products for microplastic release, mandatory labeling of synthetic ingredients and additives in gum bases, tighter regulation of food-grade plastics in general to protect consumers from chronic low-level exposure. What you can do now. While further research is needed to determine the exact health consequences of microplastic exposure from chewing gum, consumers can take steps to reduce unnecessary intake. Here are a few mindful practices. Choose gum made with natural chicle or certified organic ingredients when available. Brands that prioritize transparency are more likely to disclose whether synthetic polymers are used. Limit frequent or prolonged gum chewing, especially when alternative habits like herbal mints, breath sprays, or natural lozenges may offer similar benefits. Advocate for transparency by contacting brands or supporting initiatives that demand clearer ingredient labeling for gum and other food products. It's also worth considering chewing gum as part of a broader awareness of cumulative microplastic exposure, from water bottles, food packaging, clothing fibers, and cosmetics. Each small change contributes to a healthier overall load. Conclusion. The comforting ritual of chewing gum may come with an unexpected cost: exposure to microplastic particles, especially from synthetic gum bases. Recent research shows that the mechanical act of chewing can release thousands of microscopic plastic fragments into the mouth within minutes. Though the full health implications remain uncertain, the potential for cellular damage, hormone disruption, and immune interference is enough to prompt concern. As microplastics continue to infiltrate every corner of the environment, and now our most ordinary routines, greater scientific scrutiny, public awareness, and regulatory oversight are urgently needed. For now, informed choices and mindful habits can help reduce unnecessary exposure and support long-term health.